Danny Collins is the latest film from Al Pacino, which automatically means that I'm going to at least give it a chance. If for no other reason than the hope that it's better than some of the other shit that he's given us in recent years. Jack and fucking Jill. Oh. It stars Pacino, Annette Bening, Jennifer Garner, and Bobby Cannavale. Pacino is Danny Collins, a somewhat aging singer who started his career as a full on singer songwriter, but has essentially become a karaoke singer. And he is, to say the least, a little bit disillusioned with his career and his life in general. When his best friend and manager gives him a letter that John Lennon wrote him that he knew nothing about for his birthday, telling him to remain faithful to his roots, he decides to make a few changes in life. The main ones of which involve breaking away from what he is doing professionally and going back to proper, true songwriting. Now, when I saw the trailer for this film, I will, as I say, I will always give Pacino a chance. Always. But when I saw the trailer for this, I wasn't too excited, really. It looked like a sort of fairly standard mid slash later life crisis film where he's going to reconnect with his family. He's going to refine what he loves to do and he's going to all live happily ever after, blah, blah, blah. And it has elements of that, but it doesn't tell the full story. It is a little bit odd, this, because it kind of goes in ways you expect, but then takes tangents that you don't expect. And it does deserve some credit for that. There are moments in the film which were genuinely quite surprising, given you do, as soon as you start watching it for the first 20 minutes, you can plot out in your head where you think the film's going to go, and it doesn't for the most part. It is, however, let down in certain moments, especially in certain specific scenes, by a somewhat lackluster script. A good example of this is the fact that Danny goes to visit his estranged son, who he has never seen before. When he knocks on the door of the son's house, this is the first time we even know he has a son. He was never mentioned at any point up to that point in the film. The scripting issues also tend to revolve around the son, Tom Donnelly, played by Bobby Cannavale, which is annoying because he's actually the best thing in the film. Bobby Cannavale, he is really good as the son in this. He is so good, and his chemistry with Pacino really does work, which makes it all the more upsetting by the fact that he is at times let down by this script and the fact that these intense conversations that he's having with Danny, they just flip too quickly and too easily from one extreme of emotion to suddenly, yeah, all right, why not? You can stick around. It takes you out of it too much in what should be an intense emotional scene. This is an improvement on Pacino's most recent efforts. That's not hard. I mean, again, I go back to it. It's better than Jack and Jill, but most things are better than Jack and Jill. Watching Transformers 1 through 4 without any piss breaks is probably preferable to watching Jack and Jill. Okay, that might be pushing it a bit too far, but you get my point. Pacino isn't in the form of his earlier career, but let's face it, that's never going to happen again. It isn't. He has one of the greatest legacies in the history of film, and this isn't going to form a black mark on that. It isn't. It's not. It's nothing amazing, but it's not rubbish. So it's perfectly acceptable. It's there. That's something I never wanted to be able to say about Pacino, but considering his most recent efforts and considering this is the reality we are in and we have to accept it. Thank you for listening to my thoughts on the film. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And of course, feel free to like the video or subscribe.